Hey guys, Colonel Corn here, and so I wanted to go over last night's game. So here we have stratsketch.com, and this is a website that you can use to edit maps. And I thought it would be really good to like go over things like strategies and tactics and like what happened, what we did right, what we did wrong, like. And then I came up with this little acronym on the ride home: communication, observe, mechanics, and pressure. I feel like that's a pretty good acronym for like what we need to focus on when we're in a competitive match. So when we started off the match, we started off like this. I don't really know what the last 2 points were because we never made it past Veerville, but we start off basically like this. And I'll use gray for the capture sectors. We got the capture sectors like we had Veerville, and we had WN71, which is kind of in an unfortunate spot the way that it is. The strong point is on our side, but there's a huge, this is the capture sector, so there's a huge amount of space in here that's capture sector that's not involved with the strong point. So you wind up defending it on your heels if you're defending WN71. And this is kind of like hindsight is 2020. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. You guys let me know. Like I'll share this video with anyone who's willing to watch it. So if you think I'm wrong about that, just let me know and we can talk about it. But I don't like the placement of that strong point. Because this is how the game works. This is how the maps work, right? And it's like two columns. This will be your section that you're taking. Like let's say it was like Church Road and Beaumont Road. I don't even remember, but let's just say it was those two. It doesn't matter at this point. But most of the time it's like look at Veerville. The strong point's kind of in the center. Rear battery. The strong point's kind of off to the center, top center. WN71 is like hard into the American side of the strong point. So what winds up happening is like you as a blueberry, and I've done this too, like everyone that's ever played like battlefield games or domination in COD, like they go to the flag. You run to the flag. So you run to WN71 and so you're in here. Well, if guys are didn't understand this already and just so we already know, like if there's like fucking 6 of you inside the capture sector, like let's say there's like 10 of us inside the capture sector, right? Like there. Okay, and there's fucking 40. I swear a lot. I need to watch my language. Of the guys in here, in this part, like in this little yard, we are never going to keep this point. So they can put a blue zone garrison. Let's erase those circles. So we had a garrison in WN71. Let's say they had West Veerville cap. They had our assault, our push, our offense stopped, and they let's say they got a blue zone garrison. I don't know where they got a blue zone garrison because I wasn't on their team. So well, let's say they got a blue zone garrison down here, right? Then all they have to do is walk 10, 15, 20 feet and get a bunch of guys in here in this town area, and they're capping the point. They're outweighing us. Like, so it is crucial that we do not relegate ourselves to staying inside of the strong point, that we are moving around the capture sector and we are patrolling that area and we're being observant. So that's the observe part. So we're keeping the communications clear and then we're observing enemy movements. Where are they coming from? Where are they spawning? So at one point we see an airhead. At one point, let's make it red. At one point we see an airhead here, but by the time we see it, it's too late. Like it's already coming down. And I think it takes 27 to 30 seconds, maybe 30 seconds for it to land. Like the plane flies over at 30 seconds and then it takes 30 seconds for it to hit the ground. I'm wrong. I may be wrong about that, but let me know. It's not more than a minute. uh, it takes for it to land. And then it takes 30 seconds or so for a spawn wave to land off it. So you have like a minute. Once you see, if you see it in the air, it's pretty much too late. You have to like run towards it. So you have this time. I see it. I'm here on the strong point, and we're trying to run here. And we have to go all the way around this barbed wire. But by the time we get to about like the edge of town here, like they've already got a spawn wave off, and they outshot every single one of us. Except for one of our guys managed to survive. Our medic managed to survive for a little bit, but he still didn't get the airhead. Meanwhile, commander's placing a garrison up here, and I'm trying to work my way off of that to find, like, to get to this airhead. But the whole time that we're spending on this airhead, people are coming back to get this airhead. I'm coming down. There's lots of blueberries coming down this way to try to get this airhead. The whole time we're working on this airhead, they're setting something up. I swear. They must have had some type of red zone garrison up down here, whether it was down here or wherever it was, because at one point, by the time we got rid of this airhead and we're back on the strong point fighting for it, they are pushing from this direction and they're coming up. They're coming up the beach. They're coming from this direction, and they're also coming from this direction, right? And we know that they're over here. So we're surrounded on all fronts. So mechanics of the game and pressure, keeping up pressure on them. It's important that we keep the pressure on them. If as long as we're keeping the pressure on them at Veerville, they don't have the resources to delegate to us to attack WN71. And as long as we have a proper defense at WN71, then whatever they send in us, like say we have two squads. One squad stays in the strong point and builds up defenses solely for the strong point, bunkers and barbed wire, etc., etc., etc. And one squad stays in here, and one squad just patrols and controls the map. The game is about map control. That's another part of the mechanics. So it's about map control. So as long as we have more people inside of this 4 grid squares than they do, then we win. We own this area, right? So, but that also doesn't mean we just stay inside these 4 grid squares. We need to stop them from setting up in here, which I think we did a pretty good job of. We also need to stop them from setting up in the southern part of this column too, which I don't think we did a very good job of. I think at one point they were pretty much owned this whole southern edge. Like they were all the way up to our line. They were all the way up to here in the strong point coming into this barbed wire here. So they were in this area. They owned it. They owned the south. And meanwhile, we're fighting them off in the north. They own the south, they own the west, and we lost it. And by that time, it's too late. So so we lose it. It's too late. They take this whole area, right? And then we're fighting. Then we're fighting even more so with the unfortunateness of the placement, the bad placement of the strong point on WN71. On top of that, we have this huge hill here, this huge cliff that you have, and then so we're fighting on our heels. We go from fighting on our heels to fighting on our backs, basically. So I mean, we did a really good job at communicating. I think we could have been a little bit quicker at placing the nodes. That's just going to take practice, but I think we did a good job. And this is just like a quick overview of what I saw last night. At some point, there was there was another airhead that landed here that got called out and never got taken care of. But yeah, I mean, by the time that we're on the draw defending, it's over with. Unless we had like some type of super duper sneaky high speed guy that's going to get us a garrison like in this area. Let me make that green. Unless we got some type of super sneaky high speed squad that's going to get us a garrison in this area, or I mean this area doesn't work very well because they're going to see that, but like over in this area or this area, something that's going to get bodies into the capture sector without getting killed right off the bat, then I think we did as good as we could with what we had. But I just wanted to present that. Hopefully, if you guys have difference of opinion, that's fine. Let me know in the comments, or you can talk to me directly in the clan. And I hope you got something out of it, and hopefully it explains some of the mechanics of the game and the ideas of playing like competitive matches. Big thing is communication, observing. Like airheads don't work in competitive matches, and they don't work for that very reason. Like they're only going to work on the airhead is very much a fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me kind of deal. Like if the fact that they got two airheads off is kind of embarrassing. so so the airheads should not work at all. If you have a competitive, like evenly matched seasoned players, airheads should not work. So observation is going to be critical. Watch out for planes, watch out for supply drops, watch out for supply trucks, watch out for vehicles moving in your area. That goes into the mechanics of the game, and it also ties into like keeping pressure on them, because the more pressure we can keep them, I've always said if they're shooting me, they're not shooting my buddy. So if I'm dying over here on West Veerville, I'm on the assault team, and I'm just getting killed over and over and over again. Like the more guys I can keep here shooting at me, the less guys, at least they're fighting me up here, and the less people are free to come down here and move on WN71 and attack my friends that are defending. But this is all just my opinion. Anyways, I hope you guys maybe got something out of it. If you like it, let me know, and I'll continue to do stuff like this.